and my hair is clinging to me. Oh my gosh, I have no makeup on because fuck makeup in this heat, quite frankly. Um, ah, are we ready to do some reading, writing, studying, cleaning, decluttering, whatever the hell? Hopefully so. I know I am ready to work. I've got my stuff, I've got my snacks, I've got everything I need. I'm going to go through what I've got so that you can get inspired equally. Can you let me know how much you can hear my fan, please? Because I've had various different reports. Some people say they can really hear it and it's distracting and it's not good. Other people have said they can barely hear it at all. So a little review on the fan. Okay, Chamber says it's okay. Hi Gwen. Hi Chamber, nice to be with you. Okay, excellent. Good, because of course, naturally I would like my fan on. It's faint. I'm not wearing headphones. Okay, it's fine, baby girl. Hi, Black Witch. Sarah. Hi, Michael. Hello, everybody. JT Tarot. It's nice. Bit of brown noise. Excellent stuff. Good stuff. Hi, Vicky Knight Hadley. It's nice to see you. Thank you for being here to get some productive stuff done. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Carly. Hello, darlings. Okay. Oh, Luke's got the book. Excellent. The book is ready to go. So, darlings, you can read, write, or study during this live, but you can also clean, you can declutter, you can do whatever it is you feel like doing. You can crochet. Okay, if you've got some crochet on the go, we love to see it. So whatever you feel like doing, really, there is no obligation to do something oriented towards productivity in terms of making something. You can be doing something. But as long as you are ready to apply yourselves, that's what really counts. That's what it's all about. We've got it all to play for in the next few hours. For however much longer I can hold out, I'm sure as it gets cooler in England, I will get more into it. At the moment, I am kind of hot, but I'm happy to be here. I'm going to be working on my new book. I'm working on my second book about witchcraft. Very exciting. I'm very happy to be working on the book. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So let me talk you through what I've got, okay? And then I'll talk you through how things are going to go if you haven't done a read, write, study with me before. And hello if you're watching on playback. This will be just as useful for you as well. Okay, so I have here my book notes. This is the same folder that I used for my Rebel Witch book notes. So I just basically put the new book notes in there and they're all slipping out because I actually opened the ring binder earlier. So I've got my book notes ready and I'm going to be using these to go through and figure out what I need to do for the book next. I'm supposed to also have my laptop, but I've just remembered that in the melty brain fog that I have going on, I have left my laptop over by the window, but I will grab it and it will all be fine. So I've got my notes, I've got my laptop, and I'm basically just going to be head down doing timed writing, working through the book. I've got a massive pencil case because I just own a massive pencil case with lots of my stuff in. You can see here my little retro looking alarm timer. That is what we're going to be using to mark our time out so we can make sure we're being as productive as possible until the alarm goes off. That's really the whole point of Read, Write, Study, is that together we get an opportunity to all put our heads down and get on with whatever it is we want to do. And as I said, it can be anything. You can do anything, cleaning, decluttering, whatever you want to do, making stuff. But we want to make sure that while the alarm is on, we are really sort of only focusing on that. So we're not looking at social media, we're not getting distracted. The whole point is to make sure that we're focused and we're on. And then when the alarm goes off, we have a bit of a chat, get a drink, go to the loo, etc. So we should all be working together and combining our collective energy in a lovely soup of productivity. Okay, we're going for the soup of productivity here. Carly says, I love this. Good stuff. I want you to love it. That's awesome. Sacred and Sin says, I'm going to declutter my Filofax and then move on to my pen case. Oh, that sounds lovely. Jordan Cox says, this is the perfect opportunity to clean my craft room. Have been procrastinating on that task for ages. Excellent. Alyssa says, I'm studying an online university course on how to prevent bullying in schools. Really needed this live. And darling, we really need you and people who are doing things like that. So that is awesome. Gwen says, I'm honestly just reading Pratchett, but happy to send good work vibes to you all. Thank you, darling. We need the good work vibes. Okay. So yeah, I've got my notes, I've got my laptop, I've got the alarm and the pencil case. I've also got some snacks. So I'm drinking some gazpacho. This is very lovely. Lovely gazpacho. Expensive gazpacho. There's no need for the expense of this gazpacho. But I really like Nicholas Flannery on Instagram, and Nicholas is sponsored by Nourish. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to keep putting money in Nicholas's hilarious comedic pocket. Oh, that is good though. I'm not going to lie. I've also got a Diet Coke on the go. Don't judge me. It's super cold and I need that in my life. I've got another drink on the go. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it because I know some of you need to protect yourselves in that department, but there is a third drink and I will be getting some water. Also got some pineapple. It's freezing cold and I can't wait for it. Oh my God. Oh, that's lovely. I know some of you are in Texas, okay? I'm sorry. I know it's not anywhere near as hot as it is there, no doubt. But I'm not very good in the heat. I don't deal well with the heat. Oh, some of my ancestors may have done, but I don't. Okay. So yes, I've got some cold pineapple on the go. Very excited about that. I've got a couple of lollipops. They're very good when you're doing writing. So yeah, you can just stick them in your mouth and tap away. You just have to make sure that when you're typing really intensely, you don't suck the lollipop too hard because you will take the roof of your mouth off and the devil will kick you in the kneecaps. It's not very nice. Well, maybe that second bit won't happen, but it's not very nice in the morning after you've done a lolly way too hard, passionately sucked a lolly. It's not great the morning after. So I've also got some chewing gum. Just basically, as you can tell, the theme generally around my neck of the woods as a writer is not to let my mouth start to taste like old carpet. That's the plan, okay? Keldub says, how did you know I'm in Texas? I have a lot of Texans watch me, and I always feel so silly in the summer when I complain about the heat. I feel silly knowing that there are people that watch me that are like, you know, in Central America, and it's just daft to complain when you're in England, but it is getting hot, you know. Okay. So, I've also got my bed desk thing that I use. Sorry, I promise we're going to get started soon. Kitten Ron, also in Texas. Okay. Alright, so make sure you've got your snacks as well. I highly suggest get some food, get some drinks, get comfortable, get your vape if you vape, get your joint if you smoke, get whatever you need, okay? And we will do this thing. Okay. Hi Ravenheart, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Beautiful Love says, much love from Vancouver Island. Thank you, darling, and love to Vancouver Island. Okay, I'm going to go and get my laptop because I've completely failed at getting the key thing that I require. And while I'm there, I will also make sure that I've got my charger in, because one thing I'm really worried about is that I haven't got enough charge. So I want to make sure that that doesn't hinder us too much. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I can't procrastinate anymore, darlings. It's time. Let me just stick this in. There we go. Okay. Whew. Here we go. Here's my laptop, covered in stickers, as I suppose you could probably predict. And I am ready. I've written about 20,000 words of a 70,000 word project, so it's all to play for me today. Thank you for joining me, and let's do this thing. Okay. Oh, the spiritual witch says you always have enough charge, Kellyanne. I do. I guilty as charged, you know. I often, oh, see what I did there? I often say to my friends, I do not have a dimmer switch. I'm either on or I'm off. I'm awake and I'm on 100%, or I'm off and that means I'm not able to do anything because I'm asleep. I wake up and like, as soon as I wake up, it's just, I'm on. Oh, Rosemary Luna is casting to the TV. Oh gosh, you're seeing all my pores. It's okay though, because hashtag self-love. Okay. Evelyn says, so excited for the book. Happy writing. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Oh, thank you, Spiritual Witch. I hope so. For those who don't love it, there's always other things to watch though, hey? So I'm just going to carry on being me. Whew. Blood, Sweat and Steel says, working on making some hand-forged athames and iron wands in the shop today, so this is perfect. That sounds amazing. Excellent stuff. So we'll be accompanying you, making craft items. Always a good one. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm only wearing lipstick, darling. No makeup in this heat. Are you kidding me? I'm melting. I'm melting. Melting. Couldn't possibly wear makeup. You kidding? Be careful of your laptops for those on laptops, okay? We want to make sure we don't get liquid on the laptops. Dinah Laley says, hello from New Orleans. Hello, darling. Say hello to New Orleans for me. Tell New Orleans I'm desperately sorry I haven't been yet. It's not acceptable, and I will fix it. I've got a promise on that. Okay. All right, let's do this. Everybody ready? So what we will do, we're going to go in with a little one first, okay? So we don't want to overwhelm ourselves too quickly straight away right off the bat. We want to make sure that we go in gently, otherwise we're going to burn out too quickly, and that is not what Read, Write, Study is about. Read, Write, Study is about taking it slowly, you know, having it gently occurring, so we can get enough out of ourselves that we feel like we've really used the time adequately. So 10 minutes to start. Okay. Just going to check my battery. Okay. I just want to make sure I have got. Marlena says, Kellyanne, do you have any exclusives you can drop as a sneak preview, a hint tease? I do, but I'm doing them on Patreon, I'm afraid. They're for my patrons only. I've already given one sneak peek, and there will be another one coming after this session at some point in the next few days. Okay. Hey, Cherry Berry. Are you ready to get productive? Let's do this. Okay. I want to see that battery going up. I'm not seeing it going up. It's usually gone up 1% by now. Okay, let me not worry too much. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I just had one night the other night where my battery wasn't going up and I had to switch to the laptop, and obviously I'm worried about that happening again. It was only one time. There we go, it's gone up to 15. Excellent. Come on, phone, stay with us. All right, so I will speak to you all in 10. I'm going to mute my mic, okay? Let's get productive. You're doing really well, darlings. We've got 3 minutes left now, so really go for it and just gently push yourself, challenge yourself to get as much done in this next 3 minutes as possible, and then we'll reconvene, okay? Sorry, is someone saying that they couldn't hear me when I unmuted? Someone couldn't hear me? You can hear me, right? Right now? I hope I'm not muted indefinitely. That would be very embarrassing. Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay, cool. No sound. Don't know what to do about that, Jezebel, darling. Everyone else can hear me, my love. But you won't hear me when I'm muted, of course. Which I'm going to mute myself again now. We have 2 minutes left. Jezebel, don't worry, darling. It happens to the best of us. It especially happens to me, actually, my love. So don't worry about it at all. Okay, my loves, how did we do? Oh, Rosemary said, I prefer it not muted. It's too quiet. How does everyone feel? Muted or not muted? The only thing is I'm typing away. Now, I know some people like the ASMR vibe of the typing, but for those people reading, is it really desirable to hear me typing? Let's have a consensus, my loves. You guys are on the live, so you tell me how it's going to go. What do you think? Kitten Run doesn't mind either way. Russell likes unmuted. Janina prefers sound. I like the vibe of the typing, says Muggle 1983. I actually really love the ASMR. Unmuted. I want to hear the typing. Okay, alright, okay, cool, cool. Oh, Michelle likes it muted. Most people like the sound on. Okay, most people want it unmuted. I'll give it a shot. And you let me know, guys. Michelle, I know it's my fan, darling. I can't turn it off right now. Is it really bothering you? We did have a little bit of a consensus on the fan afterwards. I'm just very hot. And if I open my window, flies will come in because it's that time in the evening where they're all looking for somewhere to fuck, fight and eat fruit. And I'm about to open my pineapple, so I just can't allow that. I'm sorry. But I must have some breeze on me. Heidi likes the fan sound. No worries. Okay, cool. I wish there was some actual natural wind in the background, darling, but there isn't. Alyssa says, after listening to quick-witted YouTube video essays, the lectures on these university sites sound like the professors are on heavy sedatives. So slow. Oh, I can imagine, because quick-witted YouTube video essays are so snappy. Snappy. Just, it's getting more and more beautiful the more Gen Z come of age, isn't it? Isn't it just gorgeous? It's a whole new thing. I mean, it's not a whole new thing, but there's a whole new crop, I mean, and I'm loving it. I'm living for it. Oh, Heidi says, I'm writing my cover letter for new jobs. Excellent. Ploggett says, I like the fan and typing might help me get some rest. Okay, I think we've basically decided on the whole that it's too quiet when it's muted. So we will go with unmuted next time. I mean, what might be good to do for people that really aren't into my typing, the typing sound, is you mute for the amount of time that I set. You know, so when I say, okay, we're having 15 minutes, you set a timer for 15 minutes and mute me. That might be the better way round, because I know that sound is so different for different people, and for some people it's very off-putting. Rebecca says, must keep the fan. I live near Omaha, Nebraska and sympathize, like the white noise. Awesome. Rosemary's planning for the new moon. Rosemary Luna, that's awesome. Kitten Run said, I did some job searching after our session just to see what's out there. There's a vet clinic around the corner that's hiring. Ooh, hello. Around the corner as well, nice and close. Is this your King of Cups moment, I do wonder, darling? Let's see. How exciting. What's everyone else doing? Tell me what you've been up to in those 10 minutes. What did you get done? I want to know. I want to know. I want to nosy into your lives. Give me some goods. Ploggett says, I'd study anatomy for my test, but probably not in the right mind frame for that. That's fair enough. Blood, Sweat and Steel. Got the circle cast, time to light the forge and start my first heat. Oh my gosh, you sound like some kind of Norse woman. How exciting. Karis says, trying to clean out my work inbox. That's daring. That's very brave. Theory Moon says, I'm entering data into a system for my work from home job. Theory Moon is a great username, by the way. Journaling, Michelle's journaling. Viking Knight Hadley says, writing part of my Wattpad novel. Excellent. Sacred and Sin said, I ended up raiding my makeup and now sorting through the lot, decluttering the empties, figuring out how to store them properly. Oh, I love doing a makeup cleanse. It's so healing. Dylan's reading a new book. Very exciting. Carly says, worked on a page of paint in my art book of shadows with a cup of rose and hibiscus tea. Susie Coyote says, I read a few pages of the Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman, hearing really good things about that book. Josh Conley, switching between the third diary of Anais Nin and When Mary Becomes Cosmic. I love Anais Nin's diaries. I have a quote from Anais Nin's book, Henry and June, on my thigh. It says, indelible rouge, barbaric necklace. I love it. It took me 3 years to decide if I wanted that tattoo or not, and finally I was like, I do. Get it on me. Put it on me, sir. That's what I want with my life. Okay, so what we're going to do now then, my darlings, is I'm going to go for a quick toilet break. I'm going to come back, have a little drink, and then literally in a couple of minutes we're going to go into a longer session. So I don't want to relax and take my foot off the gas too much. I want to get straight back into it. Let me have a look how many words I wrote in that time. I wrote 166 words in those 10 minutes. I don't know if that's good for me or not. I think I write about 150 to 200 words in about 10 minutes if I'm on and I'm not doing anything else. I know that there's going to be times between now and like 3 hours time where I'm going to be doing little bits of research and stuff like that, so I'm not going to be doing word count. But for now, I'm working on a paragraph or two which is all about how post-traumatic growth is very possible after pain, but I don't think it's something that we should strive for. I think especially in the beginning, the lofty heights of rising from the ashes are not even feasible, or you know, they're hard to envision. You know, you can't even fathom that could be possible. Really, in those moments, witchcraft is used just to dull the worst pangs of agony that you are inevitably having. You know, so no one should be pressuring anyone with the toxic positivity of, oh, your shadow will be the soil that you'll plant the seeds of success in, and like just use your pain as fuel. That can get really toxic, and it can stop people from feeling the breadth and depth of their emotion. So that's what I'm writing about at the moment, and I obviously was very passionate about it because it came pouring out. So I would like to get another bit of that done. Jezebel says you risk severe PTSD by forcing a rise after trauma. Very true. Sacred Sin says, oh my god, post-traumatic growth in witchcraft. Yes, yeah, totally. A lot of the book is about that. Michael says, I'm so bloody excited for this book. It sounds like real soul medicine. Thank you. I hope it will be. Yeah, I hope it will be. That's my aim. That's what I really want this book to be. Soul medicine for me and for you guys as well, you know. Okay, I won't be long. I'm going to leave the fan on for you guys. Okay, I won't mute the mic. I've never come across anyone that does live studying or live writing that mutes the mic, actually. But I'm just very conscious of my neurodivergent peeps, and very conscious of peeps who, when reading, find it very annoying to have tap, tap, tapping. But like I said, if I let you know when the alarm, like how long the alarm is going to be for, you can set the alarm on your phone, and then you can just unmute me when around this sort of time, you know, so we can do it that way. Because I personally, when I watch live study with me, write with me, it's actually never, maybe you can wave wildly, yeah. Darlings, it's time. Yeah, so I will do some kind of interpretive dance to be like, time. Alyssa says, there's the topic of PTSD in this study too. I wouldn't tell a bully kid that it happened for a reason. Yeah, it happened for a reason. You know, like there's meaning in everything. Everything has a meaning. All of those things. I'm going to go into all that toxic positivity shit and how that is not what this book is about. This book is about meeting you where you are with your craft, rather than asking you to do something that isn't even the stage that you're at right now, you know? So that's where we're coming from. All right, darlings, I won't be a sec. I will be right back. If anybody else needs a comfort break, now's the time, because we're about to get in some serious work, okay? Blimey, that was a short one. Gosh. So dehydrated. Okay. Where's my water? Oh, I won't get back up now. I'll do that in the next break. I'm not getting back up. I'm getting on with it. Okay. Darlings, we are going to go for a full 15 minutes, my loves. So make sure that you've done a little stretch and you're ready to get back on with work. Oh, gazpacho for the win. Never understood it before, but last few months I've loved it. Okay, I am going to set the timer for 15 minutes starting from now. Still got 9 minutes left, my darlings. 3 minutes left, my loves. Okay, darlings. Anybody that's muted, we're back in the house. Okay. How did that go? 15 whole minutes of focus. How are we feeling? Have you had enough? Or are you thirsty for more? I'm feeling very good about that. I did do a little bit of a stop and read, fall into a reading of my own work rabbit hole. Michelle says more with 3 exclamation marks. Excellent. Autumn Rain says, hi everyone, I'm way late but happy to catch it. Got my copy of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene and ready to go. I also own the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Good choice. Very good choice. Yes, lovely stuff. Great thing to be reading. What was I saying? Yeah, so I fell into a bit of a hole of like rereading something I had previously written. But I think it was because I wanted to figure out if the thing I was currently writing belonged to that section or not. Gwen says, switch to Amberstone text on tarot, getting back into development there. Excellent. Michael Irvoy says, I'm making good progress. Excellent stuff. Good to hear it. Ploggett says, I visualize the path of blood through the heart. Oh, wow. That's gorgeous. Very intense. This is awesome, darlings. Every time I do one of these, you're all getting on with such amazing things. And that's one thing I really like about doing this. I really do enjoy that. It satisfies my curiosity a bit more about who I'm actually speaking to when I make videos, you know. And it turns out you're an intensely interesting bunch. Leanne Richer says, cute earrings. Thank you, darling. I got these from an Etsy seller who makes earrings out of kids' toys. You can see their little cheese boards. They're adorable, right? Lucy says, more, I've only just got here, doing botanical drawings of trees and learning tree lore as I do so. What a great use of time. Caris Water says, I've not done one before, but it's so helpful. Good, I'm glad to be helpful. I mean, the way I see it is I'm going to be doing what I'm doing anyway, right? So you may as well come along. I've been saying that Vicky, but maybe it's Vicky, but maybe it's Vicky. Vicky Knight Hadley, VYKI. My creative flow is abundant. Excellent. Michael says, oh my God and Goddess, you pronounce my surname right. Good. I try. Every so often I'm like, I've no idea what I'm doing here, but I'll have a bloody good go. It's Vicky. Okay, cool. Leanne says, I'm updating my Pinterest boards. Nice use of time. I need to update my Pinterest boards. I need to just, like, in general, get more into Pinterest, because it is like literally a free, really convenient vision board / mood board, right? Healing My Sound says, I wish I was studying or reading. I'm working from home doing background screenings. Love hanging out though. Darling, we are with you. We've got your back. Keep going. Rosemary Luna says, I want to get through these 45 pages of The Witch's Runes by Dana Corby. I'm on page 9 now. You go. That's a big reading goal. Blood, Sweat and Steel says, would it be okay to momentarily distract you with some progress photos of my ironwork? I mean, you can send them to me afterwards, darling, but I can't actually X out of here. Last time I tried to X out of my YouTube live, it stopped the live, so I will not be doing that. I don't think you can post photos in the thread. Send them to me via email, in fact, not Facebook. Email is best. mail@kelly-annmaddox.com. I'm glad you're getting on with some work. That's awesome. Janina Foxtel says, I'm making a journal entry for a TTR PGPC, so I know what to do forward. After the events of our last session. Awesome. The occultist said, today I woke up extremely inspired and had brilliant ideas I needed to write down immediately. Great energy today. That's great. Ari Sawyer says, Kellyanne, thank you for your immaculate timing with this live stream. I've been unable to finish this essay for about 2 weeks now, but this has helped me push through. 2 paragraphs to go. Excellent. Luke Porco says, I'm reading a French-Canadian book about a sex worker. That sounds really interesting. Awesome stuff. Okay. All right, my darlings. Let's get back into it. So this time I'm going to work as a bit less hard. So we're going to go for 10 minutes. Colleen says, I'm preparing for a meeting with my intern, trying to teach him the ropes. Excellent. That's great. I'm sure you'll do really well with that. Everybody has such different, varied, interesting lives happening right now. Okay, I'm going to go for 10 minutes this time. I want to jump straight back in. I feel like I'm getting somewhere, and things are kind of coming together. I think in the next timed session that I do, I will be doing some research instead, so there won't be as much tapping. I'll be thinking more about how I want to fill things in different sections of the book, looking at notes that I've made, looking at things that I'm referencing, yeah, for this one I think more tapping is in order. So darlings, we're going to do 10 minutes now, and then we'll have another little break. Oh, Carrie says go get your water. Very good point. Okay, I'll go get my water. I'll start the timer though. We have 10 minutes, my loves, okay? So if you are muting, then you can mute yourself now and come back in 10, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. 4.5 minutes left, my loves, in this session. So now's the time to go for gold. Try and push it as far as you can. Okay, my loves, we're ready for a little get together again. We've had a 10-minute session just now. How did that go for everybody? I hope it went well. For me, that was interesting. I went into the planning a little bit. Leanne says, so cool. I collect pictures and videos of nail art. Love to watch, but I don't do. I really love nail art. Fascinated by it. Actually, my nails are bitten to the quick right now, and they're not usually. Usually my nails are in reasonably good shape. I mean, I might sometimes have acrylics over the top, but I don't usually have them this short. They are very, very short. And from time to time they're that short, but they're not usually down to the, you know, right down. But I think perhaps I've been dealing with a lot of emotions plus the heat on top, you know. So having a little nibble. But I forgive myself, it's all good. Yeah, so I went into the planning of the book a bit more, fleshed that out a tiny bit, moved some things around. Gwen says my nails are also absolutely destroyed by anxiety. Bless you, darling. Leanne says I'm going to do nail art on left-handers day. I'm a left-hander. Michelle says my hand is broken from writing in my journal so quickly. Darling, you don't have to write it super, super quickly. It's okay, we've got more time. I'm going to be working on this for another nearly 2 hours, I would say. So we've only done 1 hour. 1 hour, 7 minutes we've been at this. That's not even scratching the surface. There are some people in the Study With Me community, live study streaming community, that literally study for 12 hours live. I've gone onto their channels sometimes and had a look, and they've literally been studying for like 8 or 9 hours, and they're like, right, I'm just going to do another couple of hours. And I'm like, dude, really? Okay. Halcyon says, I was revamping my Lilith book, added more sections and my own artwork to it. Oh, beautiful. Michael Irvoy says, I have delved into an interesting critique of gender essentialism within witchcraft and spirituality, and how our terminology and dialogue is changing. That sounds like a great rabbit hole there. Michelle says it's like morning pages at night. Well, anytime we can get that done. Leanne, I don't remember what my Pinterest username is, darling. I literally just got the app and started looking at things, but all of my boards are private in any event. Alyssa says, I was so worried you're going to stop soon. We need more. No, I'm only just getting started. Hi, Kristen Louise. Thank you for joining us, darling. Make sure you've got something ready. We're going to get productive again. I'm just going to have a little bit of a break. Mare Maria says, cleaned out my theatre makeup bag. Looks sparkly clean now. Well done. Theatre makeup can be a little bit chaotic, a little bit out of hand. So well done very much for taking that in hand. Fully support that. Joy Empress says, hi, Kelly. Hello, darling. Okay. Oh, let me take this off of my lap. Yeah, things are coming together, you know. I think whenever you're writing a book, whenever you're doing a big project like this, it never feels like it's coming together very quickly. And you know, you feel, the way I imagine it is, you know, when you see a little dog, like a little, like, Yorkshire Terrier or a little Jack Russell, and they're running along the beach or they're running in a park, and they've got their ears pinned back like they're going 200 miles an hour. They're really like bombing down the park, like really excited, and they're acting like they're this valiant steed, but they're actually teeny, and they're just sort of like running in this really adorable way. Like you could chase after them and pick them up, but they think they're going like, you know, like chariots of fire. That's how I feel writing a book. I'm like, oh my God, I'm really ripping through this. I'm going for the word count. Yes. And then I look at what I've written and I'm like, 200 paltry words. What the hell? When you know what your aim is supposed to be and it's around 70,000 word mark, well, that's the limit anyway. And I think we know I'm going to hit my limit because I'm not, I find brevity is not my strong point, darlings. I'm rather verbose. So, you know, it's sometimes, I've got so much to say. You know, even I was very limited with Rebel Witch. Several people had various complaints about why didn't I say more about this? I should have gone more into this. And I read them and I kind of think, what do you think I'm writing here? The Bible? I had to stop somewhere, my loves. But in a way, it's kind of a compliment. If somebody wants me to write more, I guess they're not saying, why did you write this at all? So I suppose in a way I should be grateful for that. But yeah, it's, you know, it's knowing that there's still so much left to go. And I'm furiously sort of like working when I am working, sort of feeling like I'm not getting anywhere. But that's part of it, that every writer feels that way. Every artist feels that way. Every programmer feels that way, you know. Everyone doing a PhD feels that way. You know, we all have that thing. People training for a marathon, whatever you're doing, you feel that way. You feel like you're making very, very, very incremental progress. and you wish you could make more progress, and you feel like the progress you did make was overblown in your own mind because you were in the moment, in flow, doing it. So sometimes there is that disappointment. Gwen says, I just wanted to say Zadie Smith writes, according to her, 500 words on a good day, so I think you're fine, not that we need to compare. That's a good thing to know. That's really interesting. Sacred and Sin says, haha, all of us vibing in our brand of witchery. I'm packaging a few client orders, taking a break to rest my back after this. That's awesome. Josh Conley, great session. May spend the next session looking for more Black Madonna resources or books. Open to any suggestions. I've read a book on the Black Madonna. What the hell was it called? It was quite good. It was a bit academic. It was a bit dry. My favourite book that I've ever read on the Black Madonna is actually Reveal by Megan Watterson, which is where she goes on a pilgrimage of Black Madonnas across Europe. And she writes about her experience of doing that, going to see the various Black Madonnas. That's my favourite book on the Black Madonna. Not very academic, but also, therefore, not very dry. We have to decide what we want in this life, darling. And I really liked Reveal by Megan Watterson. I would read that again. Ooh, okay. Gonna pop some perfume on. I am wearing Cardamom Coffee by Lush. Really wakes you up. Oh yeah. Oh, and I'm ready to write. I'm also gonna put some incense on now. Gonna go for the Energize blend. It is a lemon blend of incense. Lemon, lime, and grapefruit. Is this a Stanford incense? What is it? What make are you? The people want to know what make you are. I don't know. It was a gift from a friend and it doesn't appear to have a make. Is it written on here? No. It's just, it looks like a Stanford box. Maybe it's a rip-off, but I like it anyway. So yes, we will get some incense going now. A little bit of energizing citrus incense. Lovely. I'm going to light it with my little magic mushroom girl. I know what I can hear what you're saying. Kelly, you are the magic mushroom girl. But sometimes there's got to be another magic mushroom girl. And she's got to be on my clipper. Cardamom, rose, and cocoa create a warm fragrance with a heart bursting with spices and rich aroma, says Leanne. Leanne, you could write a copy for perfume. You know, you could do the product copy for perfume with things like that. Jordan Cox says, oh my god, literally walked out of the room to spray on some Karma by Lush and then walked back in to you spraying on the same thing. Yes, Karma by Lush is one of my favourite scents. I've been meaning to repurchase it for such a long time and I keep not doing so. And you've just made me think, maybe I'll buy it for myself tonight. I have bought myself a few presents lately. You can well imagine why, darlings, with the kind of moods I get into at the present time. Every so often I just think, you know what, I'm going to get myself a little gift. And it does uplift me. I wouldn't want to get into the habit because that's not what we should do when we're healing. We should not rely on consumerism to get us through. But look, sometimes it helps me a little bit, okay? And I have been meaning to rebuy Karma by Lush because it is a very lovely perfume and it is one of my all-time favourite perfumes. It is so gorgeous, isn't it? So I would like to come back to that, but I haven't bought it yet, so I might buy it later. But yeah, Cardamom Coffee, this was a gift from a friend of mine. It's really lovely. I usually keep it on my hell altar, in fact. I really enjoy that. So yes, I've got my perfume on, I've got my incense going. I think I'm going to have a little bit of pineapple now. And then we will get back to doing some work. Okay. Breath of God I haven't tried by Lush. Good to have a review though. Maybe I'll get one of the little rub-on ones to try it. Lucy says 2 more hazelnuts drawn, nearly finished. The smell of coffee sounds like a great way to stay awake without drinking it. Yeah, definitely. Because I'm not a massive coffee nut. I do like them. I do like coffee, but I'm not a massive coffee nut. Joy Empress says, guess I'll either find something to read or just journal. Yeah, this is read, write or study, baby. So come with us. But of course you can also clean, declutter, any of that stuff. Mare Marie says, connecting with the dreams of Gaia Tarot at the moment, just spending time with the cards, not the styler I would go for usually, but it's absolute magic. Oh, not the style you would go for usually. 100% would recommend. What's the name of the deck? Gaia Tarot. Michael says, as an academic, I want to be offended, but I can't. You are so right. Academic literature is dry, I'm afraid. So, Sacred and Sin says, I love Reveal too. Leanne says, you could transfer some perfume solid to a locket or poison ring. You can, yeah. As far as I'm aware, Lush still do the little solid perfumes, you know, the sort of balms. And they have all of their perfumes like that as well. Because I used to carry Karma like that. I'd have my bottle at home, and then I'd have my little balm as well. Lord of Misrule is Susie Coyote's favourite Lush scent. Josh Conley says, having a constant dialogue with myself about swiping my card versus self-love. But goddamn, I love that package has been delivered notification. Ha ha. It is lovely. Kristen Louise says, why does this give me anxiety? I'll be fine once I start, but the time leading up to it. What gives you anxiety, darling? The talking between sessions, productivity sessions. Alyssa says, raw chocolate is oddly stimulating. Highly recommend as a study snack. I actually don't like dark chocolate or cacao, really. I like fake milk chocolate. And I should not be allowed too much of it. I'll be bouncing off the walls. Kristen Louise says, I just got the Tower of Vampires, love it, and I'm so confused as to why I do, not my usual aesthetic. Lots of people that have Tower of Vampires say that it's not their usual aesthetic, and it's the only thing in their collection that is like that, and they really like it. So, it's just one of those things, it just spans people's various different tastes. It seems to be one of those things, it just goes under the aesthetics radar, and everybody seems to like it. I quite like it as well. And it's not my usual taste either, although I do have Bohemian Gothic Tarot. I love that. Sorry, I was going to say about the raw chocolate, that I do know a lot of people that swear by raw chocolate when they're being productive. Oh, Gwen says it makes me ill. I have no idea why. Darling, stop watching if this is not if this isn't the vibe. Honestly, please don't feel like you have to be involved if you don't actually enjoy the talky times between productivity, because those will definitely carry on. Blood, Sweat and Steel says, glamour magic seems to forget about men at first glance, but never underestimate a good beard oil or aftershave. Lol. Amen. Definitely. Oh, Alyssa says, Gwen was talking about raw chocolate. Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, yes. Raw chocolate can definitely get you going. That is for sure. Honestly, the chat is so difficult to navigate sometimes. Gwen says, I live for the talky times. I did think to myself, Gwen, you're usually quite involved, darling. What's happening? What's wrong, my love? Oh dear. Yeah, anyone who does find this anxiety inducing, you could maybe try the playback instead, because I'll always keep the playback up. This is very much evergreen content. So please feel free to come back if you actually want to fast forward through the talky time, because you can do that. It's very easy to see the difference on the screen between when I'm talking and when I'm not talking, you know, so maybe that would be a good idea. Emily's Tarot and Magic says, I love making raw chocolate with organic cacao butter and maple syrup. My hubby doesn't enjoy it as much as me, but it's my favourite. You sound like an absolute kitchen wizard, and I'm living for it. Yes. Excellent stuff. Okay, darlings. I am going to stretch my legs momentarily. As a lot of you will know, if I haven't gone on about it enough, I do have a back injury which was sustained many moons ago while little adventurous teenage Kellyanne was snowboarding. So I'm going to stretch my legs for a minute, and then we are going to get into some work. And I declare that we should have a 20-minute, maybe even 22 minutes. I don't want to stretch it to 25, because I think we should do something that stretches and challenges us, but where we don't lose anyone for whom 25 minutes is just too long without any chat, you know. So maybe 22 minutes. It's going to be a long one next time, so prepare, get your comfort break, get your snacks ready, because when I come back we're going to get into some serious work. Oh the bubbles. Honestly, can you believe I'm in my 30s? I can't. The bubbles. All right, darlings, I won't be a second. Oh, that pineapple is absolutely delicious. It has somewhat ruined my taste for gazpacho now, though. I think the gazpacho is going to go now. Now I've gotten into the pineapple. Okay. Oh, do you know, I really wish I had something with salt in it now. I fancy some sort of salted celery and hummus, or some sort of Rivita thins or something, or I'm just a bit crunchy munchy, but I don't have anything. I've only got fruit now. Fruit was the plan for snacks, so fruit is what I have. I do love fruit, but I just fancy some salt. Maybe I should go back to the gazpacho at this rate. Oh no, that's good. Lincoln Lane says, hello Kellyanne and friends, glad I could make it at least for some of this. We're going to be working for another hour and a half, I think, my love. So welcome. Going to get some stuff done. Okay. Kristen Louise says, I love fruit if someone else cuts it up for me. Amen to that. Gwen says, you can actually salt your pineapple. It helps with digestion. Something to do with enzymes. Okay. Hang on. What did I do with my salt? Is it anywhere that I can grab? I can't find my... Ah, there it is. Let me try it. I wonder if I'll like it. I mean, look, I don't want to lose anyone here, okay? But, like, I actually don't mind pineapple on a pizza. Don't click off, alright? Okay, it's just my truth. Let me speak my truth. I don't mind it on a pizza, so I probably won't mind salting a bit. But let's see. Live. This is me, live, eating salted pineapple. Godspeed you, Black Emperor. I like it. Got a lot of people in the chat that like pineapple on pizza. A lot of people in the chat liking pineapple on pizza. Okay, so maybe it's a witchy thing. Maybe it's a woo-woo thing. Whoever first put the pineapple on the pizza was into witchy stuff. Yeah, more people coming along liking the pineapple on pizza. Excellent stuff. We know what's good. Gina Stacey says, this is me live eating salted pineapple. What a time to come in. Sorry, we are being really productive, honestly, I promise. We really are. Just for a moment, I need to eat salted pineapple. Apparently that's what's happening. I'm going to salt the rest of it. I'm going to go for it. Yeah, you can put salt on anything. Come on. Come on now. I love salt. I saw a meme the other day that said putting too much salt on your meals can take up to 2 years off your life. And I read it and I thought, you can take 5, mate. 5 would be well worth it. No way I'm stopping putting salt on my food. You can bugger off, as we say in England. Okay. No, I don't want to hear from anyone that doesn't like the sound of me eating. You can bugger off too. I've struggled with way too much eating disorder, okay, to deal with feeling like I can't eat on camera or anywhere else I want. Okay. Zeppelin UK says, hi Kellyanne and everyone, nothing wrong with Hawaiian pizza. Kristen Louise says, I have low blood pressure, my doctor told me to use salt. Exactly, I mean it can be extremely healing. Apparently if you don't ingest any salt, it's really bad. Kristen Louise says, good for you, Kellyanne. Well, you know, in the immortal words of Genesis, I know what I like, and I like what I know. Okay, so my loves, I'm just going to have one more bit of pineapple, and then we're going to do a big one. We're going to go for like 22 minutes. Alyssa says, that salt hysteria sounds like don't eat 3 avocados a day, it's so much fat mentality, and I'm so not here for it. Yeah, sod that. I mean, don't eat 3 avocados a day because it's bad for the planet, but definitely don't do it because of definitely don't refrain because of mindset. This is also very bad for the planet. This was not grown here. Okay, we had to go through some serious globalization logistics to get this to my mouth. Where does this come from? Where did it come from? Not even telling me where it came from. Come on. It usually tells you where they got it from, but not in this case. Well, yesterday I posted a picture on Instagram of a book of poetry I'm reading, and it had a Diet Coke next to it and some pineapple, and I thought, oh, don't post that because someone's bound to say something about you shouldn't drink Diet Coke, or like you're contributing to the blah blah blah, the planet, blah 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 blah. Which, come on, I'm one girl sat on a roof in England drinking a can of Coke. Give me a goddamn break, right? But there's always one. But I posted it anyway, and there wasn't one, actually. There didn't happen to be one. But I'm doing the very best I can, okay, within limits, within the city limits. I must have some things that spark joy. So good. So energizing. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without fruit. Who would I be without fruit? I don't even want to think about it, to be honest. I wouldn't be the fruit bat I am today. Where is my... 1 second. I'm just going to grab something. I'll be right back, and then we're going to do 22-minute work session. Okay? Does anybody else like it when Mary Poppins goes, ah ha 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 ha, here it is, when she finds something? Can't remember what she finds now, but she goes, ah ha 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 ha, here it is. And that's what I do when I find something. Half the time. The other half of the time I quote Ewan McGregor in Train Spotting when he goes, yes, you fucking dancer, like that. Depends what mood I'm in. Today I'm in a Mary Poppins mood, okay? I'm not in a Scottish junkie mood. I'm in a magical au pair mood. Needed to get some hand sanitizer because I have been touching pineapple and it's sticky and I don't want to get the sticky on my laptop. All right, love. Yes, I am a professional writer. I know how it's done. There we go. It's done already. Steph says, I like a Mary Poppins mood. Me too. Oh yes, she found a lamp in her bag. Yeah. She's just amazing. Honestly, I was so gay for her and I still am. One of my first crushes, Julie Andrews. Gosh, what a stunning, stunning doll of a woman. Okay. So darlings, we're going to go for 22 minutes. This is going to be a big one, so take a deep breath. Everything's going to be fine. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We love it. We're together doing it, so it's all good. Okay? Let's make it happen. I'm definitely going to crack into my lollipop before we end. Definitely. I am really treating myself tonight, and I love it. I am here for it all. Hope everybody's got snacks and drinks and everything you want. Obviously, if you're hitting a crack pipe, stop it, okay? It's not what we're here for. But who am I to tell you what to do? Blood, Sweat and Steel says, well, Mary Poppins was definitely a witch. Can't tell me otherwise. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, she was one of us, goddammit. For sure. Okay. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, I don't know. Can I do this? Of course I can do this. I was born to do this. What does Joan of Arc say? I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. I am not afraid. I was born to do this. I am not afraid. I was born to do this. Okay. Oh, I'm getting tense now. All right. I'm doing it. I'm making it happen. I'm writing a book. One brick at a time, baby. Okay. Gwen says, that gave me chills. Hell yes, let's all do this. Yes. Oh, Michelle has scotch and chocolate. Oh, can I come over? That sounds delicious. Oh my gosh. Look at you knowing how to live. Putting me to shame. Okay. Darlings, we are starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Just under 10 minutes left now, my loves. Just to help you to settle into where you are with this part of the session. Five minutes left, my darlings. You're doing really, really well. Don't let me lose you now. Let's go on together and get this done. 2 minutes, my loves. Okay, 22 minutes. That was a good, productive session. That was not my favourite of the little segments that we've done so far to this evening. I must say I was a bit confused halfway through there about what I was doing. I don't think I got a massive amount of word count done there. It's fine. I just thought I'd be a bit more typey, but actually I started to really look at the text and think, wait a minute, where am I going in? Like, where am I going to make an incision here, you know? And sometimes with a text that has become quite large, you know, it becomes, sorry, I was just looking at the word count. With a text that's become quite large, it's quite hard because I'm sort of going in and filling in bits as and when. And so, you know, I need to make decisions about where I'm going to go back in and apply more. And when I'm on the clock, I do find it a bit more difficult to decide that because I'm trying to look for the easier bits, the bits where I've already got things to say and I don't need to be necessarily researching. It's not so much like that all the time. Sometimes I'll set an alarm for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I will let myself research with that time and, you know, look at different things, different articles and stuff, apply them to bibliography, etc. Don't know what that was. But sometimes I really want to write, and so I'm trying to look for the easy bits that I already know exactly what I want to say, I just haven't filled it in yet. And sometimes that can be a little bit fiddly when you're looking through at this point like nearly 40 pages of words. So yeah, it can be a little bit difficult. Let's see how everybody else has done. Let me know. Steph says, I feel less alone doing the work. I can kind of feel the energy of the group. Exactly. That's exactly why we do it, darling. It's that collective energy coming together, inspiring each other. Kristen Louise says, I read for 5 minutes and then got distracted. Oh, damn. Never mind. This happens sometimes, though, you know. It does happen sometimes. And sometimes, like, I always think that this kind of exercise is a little bit like meditation or doing a workout, right? You never ever regret the time spent, but some of it will feel more productive than other bits. You know, like I never regret a single moment that I spent in meditation. But is all of my meditation first class, first rate, top banana, tip top, top shelf? No, of course not. Sometimes I'm distracted, my nose is itchy, I'm fed up, I feel hot and cold, or whatever it is. And it's not going to be the most productive meditation I've ever had in my life. Do I regret the time spent? No, but I just noticed that there was a lot going on for me that day and it didn't really sit right, you know. The same with doing any kind of workout. whether it's a walk, whether it's my Pilates practice, whether it's going to a class or going to the gym. I know that there's going to be some days where I smash it and I walk out of that situation and I'm so happy with what I did and I feel great. Other days I either decide that I'm going to go slow and gentle because that's what I need because I'm not really feeling it, or I was feeling it but I kind of like felt a bit like I let the side down. I was like, oh, you know, I didn't really go as hard as I thought. I kind of wimped out there. You know, I didn't really put my all into it for whatever reason, and there could be a number of variables at play there. You know, so, but do I regret it? Never. Not one bit. Not one bit. So you have to kind of think of this kind of timed practice of productivity in much the same way. There's no point regretting it. It's just a question of noting for yourself that like, oh, okay, that wasn't as productive a session as I would have expected, and then you can try and expand upon it the next time, you know. So we'll have a few more segments now where we do work together, and the best thing to do is to say, okay, well, next time I'm going to read for like 7 or 8 minutes, and then kind of just gently push yourself. 22 minutes is a long time to read without being distracted, especially if you have not recently read without being distracted. So if you're trying to take yourself into a reading habit again after quite some time of finding that you are distracted in the main, then 22 minutes is a long old time to ask yourself to focus for. I know that for me, when I've been distracted consistently with reading and then I come back to it as a timed exercise, 22 minutes is actually way too long. It is way too long. It's going to be like 10 minutes max that I would first come back to it for, you know. So I don't know if that helps at all. Melissa Baker said, it's so encouraging to be here with you guys. I actually am excited for the next section of reading. Excellent. That's so good. Kristen Louise said, I have ADHD. My middle name is distracted. Definitely need to work on it. And it's, you know what? It's really important that you feel you can own that part of your story, I think, as well, darling. And no one can take away from you the focus that you do manage to bring to something like that. And no one can say that because it wasn't 22 minutes of focus, it doesn't count. Same with me. Like, I did not just do 22 minutes of focus, really. You know, I wasn't typing the whole time. I was milling around through the text, trying to figure out what is the next thing, what is the next right action. That wasn't my favorite segment that we've done so far. It wasn't my most productive, but that's okay. It's all learning and it's all progress, you know. So I think it's great that you did what you did do. 5 minutes is better than nothing. I was just talking to a client about this earlier, you know. We were actually joking because it was kind of making us want to sing Pink Floyd, because I was talking about putting bricks in the wall. And we were both like, which one is going to be the first one to sing? All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. But you know what? If anything ever makes you want to sing Pink Floyd, you know you're a good class of person. Okay, so yeah, I was just talking about how, you know, the Queen of Pentacles in shadow is somewhat this energy of like, I'm going to build the whole wall today. I'm going to build the kingdom today. And if I don't, then I've failed. I've fucked up. I'm not worthy of this project because I couldn't do all of this. The conscious Queen of Pence is much more like, one brick's better than nothing, baby. Because how is this thing built? One brick after another, you know? So I'm going to do some bricks, and that's going to be my thing. I'm going to work some core hours with a bit of flexibility. I'm going to whack some bricks in, and that's it. Alyssa says, now I'm like, we don't need no education. Oh, God, I love Pink Floyd so much. Steph says, I have to go now. Thanks a lot for sharing these moments with you all. You have a smart idea, Kellyanne. Steph, mwah, it was lovely to see you, darling. Butterfly Magic with hot tea is here. Just got here, but this is one live that I will watch on replay later too. Thank you, darling. That'd be lovely. Hannah Emery says, the showing up is half the battle, or maybe more than half. So right, darling, and it's lovely to see your name as always. Lucy says, someone actually has to stop me from overworking my art. Short bouts can stop creative work getting too detailed when less is sometimes more. Exactly right. Sometimes there's nothing left to say, and what we say in the painting, in the collage, in the dance, in the poem, it's overkill, baby. We've done it to death. And I'm the same. Pretty much the only thing my editor really corrects me on, aside from my gratuitous use of exclamation marks, which is already better this time around, because I didn't realize how much I love using exclamation marks. And to be honest, like, you know, exclamation marks rely on contrast. If you're shouting everything, then nothing is being shouted, you know. But with the you know, with the sort of, the only other thing aside from that that my editor corrects me on is overkill. Doing it to just hammering the nail home all the way, saying it 4 or 5 different ways. You've done it. You've done it to death, baby. It's cooked. If you don't take it out the oven now, it's going to burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. So I understand. I can get hugely over detailed. I love using words, and therefore I will think to myself, oh, I know another great way of saying that. I know another great way of saying it. And I will actually overcook it. It just gets overcooked. I over egg the goddamn pudding, baby. I do. It's just what happens. Michael Irvoy says, my sister has just arrived, so going to spend some quality time with her. Thanks for spending the last 2 hours with me, everyone. Michael, it's a pleasure as always, darling. Raven Witch Storm says, sorry, missed the study, read or write live. Just got in from working a 72-hour shift. A what? A what? You just got what? A 72? What? You mean a 7-hour shift, right? Or maybe... Raven Witchstorm, what do you do? What do you do? And do you have a union, darling? I'm concerned. I feel deeply concerned. Maybe you work away and you mean like you've been working for 3 days, right? You must mean that. K-Long says, I like that cooking analogy. Good stuff. I love a cooking analogy myself. Bohemian Girl says, I've appreciated the company of the collective. My workday has ended. Darling, it was lovely to see you here. Sarah Galea says, also just got here and will need to watch on replay later. Thanks for your content. It's meant so much to me. You're so welcome, darling. Sarah says, 72 hours is like labor. It certainly is. Butterfly Magic says, Witch Storm sounds like you work military or medical for a 72-hour shift, or maybe in a residential setting. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like stay overnight type of vibes. Because in some of my volunteering, we've stayed overnight. And we count that as part of the shift. Raven Witch Storm says, I'm a nurse in my local hospital. I will watch this back on replay later. Thank you, darling. Thank you for your epic service. Yes Blue says, just woke up. Hi from, oh my god, how do you say that? Etoria? I've never seen that place name before. Wait a second. Hang on, let me figure out where you are, baby. You are in New Zealand. Cool. New Zealand is what the natives call it. Awesome stuff. Did I actually like murder the Maori though? That's the question. Did I murder the Maori, baby? I'm sure I did. Let's have a little look.
Aotearoa.
Aotearoa. There we go. The proper name for New Zealand. Awesome. That's great. It's good to know. Very good to know the proper names. Okay, my loves, I'm going to have a little stretch of the legs and then we're going to get into it again. So don't think I'm letting you off the hook. We've still got like at least 50 minutes that we can be using. So I'm just going to have a little walkabout. Vicky Knight Hadley says, I've really enjoyed this. I've never done it before. It's been quite relaxing. Good. I'm so glad. Abby C just arrived, so bummed. I'll definitely rewatch. Love you, Kellyanne. No worries at all, darling. Enjoy the rewatch. And do be aware, we are working on, for quite a while now, we've still got about an hour to go. Hannah Emery, I always reuse these live streams anytime I have a big project to tackle. I appreciate the replay company. That's so great. I'm going to do a lot of these in the next few weeks. I have a deadline to meet. I'm back on with writing the book, obviously. So I want to do the best I can for my editor and not freak her out and make her think I've run off somewhere and hidden. Like I did a couple of times with Rebel Witch, but like honey bunnies, I was heartbroken. We were in the middle of a global pandemic. I was on lockdown in another country. What can I tell you? Okay, it wasn't always like smooth sailing there at all. This one is still an extremely bumpy ride. I'm having an extremely bumpy ride in my life, as you I no doubt all know, right? But it's still a lot more smooth sailing. At least I know where I'm at, right? At least I know I'm in agony and I'm also trying to get on with things and do things that bring me joy. Whereas last time was like, am I even going to be able to fly home for my mum's birthday? I don't even know. No one knows anything anymore. That was the situation from which I was writing my last book, okay? So, you know, at least I've got both feet on the ground this time, I guess. Butterfly Magic says, I'm off from school for the rest of the summer, but will keep these lives for coursework in September. It will be my last stretch of study before practicum in January. Well, I'm really glad that these will help. Craig Moffat, hi baby. Just arrived home to Glasgow from Bristol. Perfect chill out after a day of travelling. Glad I caught the live for a bit. Darling, I'm glad you had a safe journey. Say hello to Glasgow from me. Zeppelin UK says, I found this session good for bass guitar practice. Excellent. Love bass guitar. Raven Witchstorm said, I was meant to be finished 5 p.m. UK time. I'm also from the UK, hun. Theory Moon, I just got off work but have been writing stories for my own enjoyment, so I'll be re-watching this later. That's awesome. Good stuff. Yes Blue says, wishing you the best for this book. I have some friends who are writers, and to be honest, writing sounds so hard. It can be the best of times and the worst of times, okay? I know that's not my quote, but that's what it is. That's what it can be. Having a pretty good time right now though, darlings, and I have you all to thank for that. I definitely get something from the group energy as well, and that's, like I said, a big part of what this is all about. So it's a delight to be here with you all. I'm going to get up, have a quick stretch of my legs, and then we're going to get back into it. I reckon a 15-minute stretch. Let's bring it down a little bit. Ooh, Shelby Huber is working on calligraphy right now and enjoying the company. Amazing. Butterfly Magic says, what are you reading these days? Not sure if you mentioned it earlier. Yeah, I was thinking about actually rounding off with a bit of reading this evening, actually. I'm reading a few things. I'm reading a business book by Grace Beverley called Working Hard, Hardly Working. It's like a productivity entrepreneur book. I'm also reading Wuthering Heights. I took a break on Wuthering Heights. I'm back to it now. I started reading it again last night. I'm reading a few books of poetry. I'm reading Sylvia Plath's journals on and off. Absolutely love rereading that. And I'm reading something called The How by Yissa Daly Ward, and I'm reading that for my Patreon. We're doing some segments of that and working on that together. So a few different things. Yeah, a few different things. What are you reading, my love? I'm enjoying the business book, Working Hard, Hardly Working. It's very simply written, but it's a really easy read, and I really like that, especially when I have a lot on my mind and a lot that I'm processing emotionally. It's nice to have a book that just flows and is really easygoing, and you understand everything, you know. So it's really good. Oh, Abby C is reading Rebel Witch again. Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate that a lot. That's lovely. I met a couple of people recently who are reading Rebel Witch, and it's just such an honour, you know. It's such a surreal feeling when people say that they are reading it. Oh, reading Rebel Witch for Thorn Mooney's book club. Oh, she didn't tell me she was doing that. Please tell her if she needs anything from me, you know, any questions answered, or wants to ask me anything live or pre-recorded, or I'll do anything. I'll do anything for her Patreon. Let me know. I'll do anything for Thorn. I'll lay down my life. I'll take the shirt off my back. Like, come on, you know that I fangirl Thorn hard. You all know that. All right, I won't be a sec. I'll be right back. Just have a little stretch. And I recommend anybody with a back injury do the same, or anyone who gets stiff, or anyone who has any kind of chronic pain situation where they know they need to do that. Have a little stretch, yeah? What if I just become a doctor now? Oh dear. Oh, Gwen said that Thorn said I'm the only one who's allowed to call her a Pop-Tart. I know, I remember when she was like, she's the only person that I would allow to call me a Pop-Tart. And I was like, thanks, Cherry Pie. Thanks, Treacle Tart. Cheers, sausage. Oh, honestly, I love Thorn Mooney. She's absolutely grand. She's so great. I met her. It was so good. And she wasn't expecting it either. I snuck up on her, and it was definitely well worth doing. Not in a creepy way, guys. I didn't sneak up on her in a weird, like, I'm just going to jump out and scare you way. But I did shock her, and it was good. Okay, my darlings. Yes, I did. I met Thorn at the book thingy. Exactly. It was great. She did a great talk. She is absolutely, um, she's she's awesome. She's a credit to this community. A fucking goddamn credit. She is a piece of glitter, like inside like, you know, when you're in, well, the way my friend always says it is glitter amongst chicken feed. It's like there's so many books, blogs, podcasts, bits and pieces, everything, all kinds of things, myself, my own book included. But then you come across something that's so rich, like her body of work on YouTube and her books are just, what, like, she's next level, baby. She's next level. She's already carved out her legacy and she's only just going to get stronger. It's really cool. There we go. That's enough. That's enough of me saying wondrous things about Thorn. Blood, Sweat and Steel. I love the audio version of Rebel Witch. Thank you. I recorded it in this very room because it was lockdown, right? So I was supposed to go to a big plush studio for 3 days of recording at least, and my glamorous assistant was going to come with me, and I had this whole vision of it, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so great. And then lockdown happened. So actually what happened was I took receipt of a flight case filled with expensive audio materials, and my partner that I work with, my tech assistant and customer service guy, he put it all together for me because he actually has a degree in music and sound, so he's very good with sound tech. So I let him put it all together for me. And I just basically sat here with the, you know, with the what do you call them, audio foam things, and the big expensive mic, and I had an a editor guy in my ear helping me. So it was very incredible. Sacred in Sin, we're talking about Thorn Mooney. Thorn Mooney, she is a witchcraft author, video maker, teacher. She has a Patreon. She's been around for some time. She's also an academic, and so she has a lot of knowledge. It's very cool to learn from her, an academic in this area. Hannah Emery says, I love how grounded her messaging is. I always feel a greater sense of clarity about my own practice after listening to her voice. Yeah, same, definitely. Kay Long says, Kellyanne, you also have a wonderful trove here on YouTube and have just begun your book legacy. So happy to have your light in the world. Thank you so much, darling. That's so lovely of you. Sarah Gallia or Galia says, I'm reading The Virgin Mary, a very short introduction. I have that book at my Mary altar, in the little book section under my Mary altar in the living room. Oh, Layla says, I loved your deep chat with her. Thank you. I loved it as well. She's so interesting to talk to. So interesting. All right, my darlings, it's time for my little leg stretch. I'll be right back. I suggest you all get a little stretch too, because we are going to go for 15 minutes for the next round, okay? All right, won't be long. Okay, my darlings, you didn't think I was going to let you get away that easy, did you? It's time to start again. Let's do this. Very exciting. Blood, sweat and steel, you did an amazing job with the audio reading. You kept me company while working in my job as an over-the-road truck driver and in my shop when I'm home. Awesome. I'm so glad I could do that. That's so great. Butterfly Magic said, I would not wait around for any other YouTuber like this. Nope, just Cam. Thank you, darling. Okay, let me not make you wait any more though. Let's get back on before we get too complacent, because I definitely will get too complacent. Lauren Kolaski says, hi Kelly. Hi darling. It's a lovely surname you have there. It's very nice. Is it Polish or Russian, or I was going to say Ukrainka, but that's more ends in O's a lot, I guess, rather than skis. In any way, in any form, it's lovely. Okay. Oh, right. Lithuanian, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. Lithuanian, Kolaski, it's beautiful. I love those sorts of names. Okay. Let's go for 10 minutes, guys, I think. Yeah? We'll go for a 10-minute one, I think. A little short and sweet one. K Long says, your fruit homage gave me inspiration to reach for fruit and yogurt instead of chips. Oh, good. Not that there's anything wrong with chips, but good. Leanne Richer, Kellyanne, you make me feel like I stepped into a Vogue magazine or something, lol. Oh my gosh, I wish. Thank you, though. I wish, but I don't wish at the same time, but thank you. I was just flicking through an old Vogue magazine this morning looking for some collage material. Rosemary Luna says, yay, halfway through the book. Awesome stuff. Okay. Darlings, for those who like to mute, we are doing 10 minutes. 10 minutes in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my goodness, as if we've only got 3 minutes left. Darlings, 3 minutes. Let's go for gold. Can't believe I'm shocked. Where did that go? Well, at least it's not dragging, I suppose. One minute, my loves. Okay, my loves, that was a little 10-minute session, so a lot less intensive than the last session that we did. How did that go for you all? What were you doing? Did you get distracted? What do you think? Hang on. I feel like it's a bit faded or misty. There we go. I can hear the little Pomeranian dog downstairs, who's normally more than asleep by now, having an absolute shit fit in the backyard. Adorable. Gwen said, in the depths of a 9-card spread about my writing project. Good idea. That's, excuse me, very good idea. Derek is making a kippy incense and watching. Awesome stuff. Abby said that time flew. That was the time that flew most of all, I would say. Definitely. Leanne Knight, I actually took the time to add a wire and hang the picture I finished in the last session. That's great. Awesome. Love to hang art. That's what it's all about. Melissa Baker, massively distracted by my knitting endeavours, lol. Well, that's good. That's awesome. Eileen E says, good evening. Hi, darling. Or maybe that's Ashlyn, actually. How are we pronouncing that, darling? Frenchie R, just journaling. But you know, hi Frenchie. But you know, just journaling, I mean, you're journaling, so you know that's an epic use of time. Night Endeavour says, cleaning and listening. Butterfly Magic, doing a timed online crossword puzzle. Oh, lovely. Lady Small, I got distracted by a friend messaging me about archery practice for Sunday. Oh, nice one. Archery practice. That's great. Lucy said that time went very fast. It certainly did. Certainly did. That one was surprising. When I looked down and I saw that we only had 3 minutes, I was like, excuse you? Abby C said, seriously, you type fast. I do type fast. I'm 82 words per minute, 85 words per minute. It's fast. I've checked my speed a few times. And the demons take over my hands. My friends laugh about it. They're like, Kellyanne, what the hell? Lauren says, I'm in the middle of my work day, well toward the end of the day, half an hour left, also distracted by Melissa's amazing knitting endeavours. Yes, well done, Melissa. I did notice that. Abby C is sorting my massive art supplies. Excellent. Derek said, you taught me a lot about doing things in small bites. So helpful. That's great. I'm happy. Night Endeavour says, I'd probably get like 3 words a minute, lol. I've been typing for a really long time. I was like the first kid to have a home computer. Not because we were the richest family by any means, but because my stepdad worked like adjacent to computers and was kind of obsessed with them from early. He was like a cyber bohemian type of guy, right? So he would bring computers home from work and he was like a super geek. So I was like the first kid to type my homework out and stuff, you know. So I had a long time to learn. And he made me do the Mavis Beaker typing class. Although I do not actually touch type. My hands are a bit too small for touch typing, you know. But it must have helped me in some way, I'm sure. Katie V, good morning. Just woke up to your stream. Katie, whereabouts are you? In the world. Where are you in the world, fam? Let me know, yeah? I want to know all about it. Because it can't be round here. Because round here, it's like 10:30, man. Fucking 10:30, man. Australia. Don't do an Australian accent, Kelly. Don't you dare. Don't do it. Aussie, baby. We've got an Aussie in the house. Awesome. Lovely to have you with us. K Long, I'm about 120 to 130 WPM. I used to type classmates' papers for dollars back in grade school. For reference, I just turned 40. Amazing. Sarah Gallia, I'm an engineer for a major appliance company and I spent my time learning about renewable materials. Got a bit distracted. That's ADHD for you. You've done well, darling. You soldiered on. Well done. Derek's in Florida. Say hello to Florida. I want to go. I've never been. Lauren, my stepmother was the same. Computers and all sorts of pieces being built and rebuilt. Yeah, exactly. So we just had access to the tech. Night Endeavour, need to go, my lovely. Thanks for everything you do in the community and thanks again for your wonderful book. Love you, hun. Thank you, darling. Love you back. Hope you have a good night, whatever you're doing, or day. Blood, Sweat and Steel, distracted by a mama red fox that lives in the woods here. Foxes are fucking sacred. I'm getting one tattooed on me very shortly, so feel blessed. NYC for Frenchie. Sarah's in Chicago. Awesome sauce. I want to go to Chicago and I want to go back to NYC. K Long, Sarah, thank you for the pioneering work you do to help save the earth. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you researching renewable energy sources for definite. Okay. No, Abby C. Seattle is not boring. How dare you? A lot of important things in the music space have happened in Seattle. Oh my good goddess, don't you dare call Seattle boring. I can't wait to get there. Are you kidding me? Indiana, Nebraska. Awesome sauce. And Abby's like, fair enough, I concede, okay? I guess musically it's quite important. Yes. Yes, sirree, Bob. Yes, it is. I actually want a coffee. Oh my god, Sarah's from Detroit. Oh, Detroit. Just... Detroit. Honestly, I've just got a lot of time for Detroit. I've got a T-shirt that says the what does it say? The true sound of Detroit techno or something. And believe me, I love that sound. Okay, I love it. Oh, we've got someone else from Indiana. Oh, I love how everyone's saying where they are. Well, I'm in Kent, in England, darlings. Okay, on a very clear day you can see France. That will explain to you where it is. Okay, it's as far east as you can get, no looking back. We're looking at Europe, but we're not in there anymore. It's very tragic. Oh, in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Awesome. Bonnie's in the Netherlands. Sweet. Kaylong's in Boston. Don't you dare do a Boston accent, Kellyanne. Don't you dare. I'm terrible at it, to be fair. I keep watching films set in Boston so I can try and practice. Oh, Ari Sawyer's in Cornwall. Beautiful. Well, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting some woo-woo in the face down in Cornwall, baby. So, yes, cheers to Cornwall. Very cool. No, I can't do a Boston accent because you know it's that you have to find an in, and I don't know what my in is with Boston yet. I know what my in is with, like, you know, Brooklyn and stuff like that. You know, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to her. But I don't know how to do an in for Boston. I've tried park the car and I can't do it because that's the usual in for Boston, isn't it? I'll park the car. But I can't do it, damn it. I need to figure it out. Yes, I've been to Glastonbury. I have for the summer solstice a few times. Hey, that was great. Oh, don't. No, it wasn't. I try to do as much. My patrons will tell you that I definitely attempt Texan in private. In private, I start reading things out in my southern accent because I asked my patrons to tell me where is this accent from, and they said it's like where Dolly Parton's from, babe. You sound like Dolly Parton. I'm like, okay. But what I would like to do is be able to do all the American accents as my party trick. So I'm trying my best. The Bay Ridge accent that I do, people don't even talk that way in Brooklyn anymore. Like, not, you know, not many people talk that way, I do not think. I've been told it's very trussed up. Very trussed up. I don't care though, because it's the best accent I've ever fucking heard in all my born days. And I think everybody should be immediately forced, god damn it, to do like a pre-war Bay Ridge accent. Or like they should speak like they come from South Carolina. I like that. You get some Minnesota happening, you know. I just love them. I love the accents. I really don't like it when people from the deep south apologise for their accents. I will not allow it. You are not apologising for it. It is the most grainy, salt of the earth, blood worth fucking bottling accent ever, and you are not ever to apologise for it. Don't you dare. When I was at Download Festival, I asked this woman a question, and she answered my question, and she had a thick Birmingham accent, really thick. Anyone who watches Peaky Blinders, I mean, it was like more, right? Peaky Blinders, but add some Peaky Blinders to that. And she answered my question, and I went, your accent is sublime. And she said, no one's ever told me that before. No one's ever said that to me before. And I said, you know, I never really felt like your accent got its due until Peaky Blinders, and now it's having a moment, and it's well deserved. It's a beautiful accent. And she went, thank you for that. Yeah, no, it is a beautiful accent. Yeah. Because people often say that they don't like that accent. But it's fucking gorgeous. I think it's gorgeous, and it really sort of like took me aback. I was like, God, that's beautiful. And I said, don't let people talk shit about your Brummie accent. Like, that is real. That's real blood worth bottling English accent to be proud of. You know, when I grew up, I had a, you know, somewhat a Scouse accent. I don't come from Liverpool, but I was born in Southport. So you know, my accent was very different to how it is now. And I love that accent. I love Northern accents, and I love Midlands accents. You know, love. I love Yorkshire accents. Oh, God, I got a bit of Yorkshire, darling. Absolutely splendid, my love. That's not a Yorkshire accent. That's the Queen's Received English accent. Oh. Gwen says I'm obsessed with the Yorkshire accent. Yeah, totally. Isn't it just magical? It's so magical. Yes, I've heard some Louisiana Bayou and Cajun accents. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, under the hood, okay, I practice some stuff, okay? But it's not all appropriate. Like, I'm not trying to be a wanker about it, but I just like collecting the accents, you know? I've had certain friends that have been from around different places, and I've said, I've tried that accent in private, and they're like, come on then, I won't tell anyone. Let's hear it. Let's hear the cut of your jib. And I try it and they're like, not bad, you know. Oh dear. Bonnie says, I live in the South Netherlands and we have a totally different accent than in Amsterdam. Our G is really soft. Yeah, it's like when I would be in the south of France, and honestly the French would sound so different to Paris. It was wild, you know. Really cool, very cool. Because in England, you know, the accents are very vast. Very, very vast. So yeah, like, it's intriguing that you would learn English and then you might go up to Newcastle and walk around South Shields and you would not know what anybody was saying. You would need a translator. Not everyone, but a lot of people do. Or a lot of people don't understand, you know, what you know, are like what Glaswegians, inner city Glaswegians are talking about. I do, for the most part. I very rarely had a problem. But a lot of people do struggle with that, which is understandable. I was very worried about that when I travelled across certain places. I was very concerned about going across. I mean, Russia is a vast landmass, right? Biggest landmass in the world. And I was very worried about going to like Vladivostok and maybe not understanding what the fuck people were talking about. So that was a concern. So, because it can happen here, and we live in a little sardine tin. It's tiny here. And people struggle when they get up north. They're like, what the fuck are people talking about? My dad studied Aikido for a long time, and they did kind of like an exchange program with these kids from Japan, and he said that they were all taught English by a Brummy teacher. So when they spoke English, it was with a Birmingham accent, and he said that was like the most funny and stunning thing. But there's a lot of discrimination in the business of teaching English as a foreign language. There's a lot of discrimination against people with regional English accents. They want people with accents like mine, right? And that is really shit, because they're all valid. All of our accents here are valid, and actually the regional accents are beautiful. And I take great issue with people ever saying, I don't like that accent. I'm like, shut up, pipe down, you tyke. Blood, Sweat and Steel said, when I first found your channel, I thought you were from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because people will address total strangers as honey buns, sweetie cakes and poplars. Yeah, I was basically, I take that as a compliment, by the way. I was basically saying to my patrons the other day that one of the critiques of my book, Rebel Witch, is that people who bought it who don't know my channel really took issue with the pet names, the nicknames. They really don't like it. And their reviews, sort of go along the lines of like, I don't need to be patronized, I don't want to be infantilized, I don't need to be treated like a child. I did not enjoy the pet names. And it was really funny because quite often someone from the south will come in and be like, that's not being infantilized. Honey, don't come to the Bible Belt, sweetie, honey, chicken, cherry, child, little lamb. Don't come to the Bible Belt because you will get pet named to death. And I'm like, yeah, woo! Thank you for having my back. Yeah. Sophia 77 says, yes, all language is beautiful. Exactly. Mystic Goddess Hazel says, yes, we call everyone baby. Oh, Sarah says, in the Midwest, we love to call people sweeties. Abby says, that's the first thing I loved about you. Kay Long says, lol, and you'll get blessed to death. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your little heart, moon pie. So good. It's just the best. Yeah, it's the best. It's got to be done. But yeah, the pet names aren't going anywhere. I'll use a lot less of them in this book, obviously. This book is a lot more heavy going than Rebel Witch. So, yeah, I've just realised that I've rabbited on for a long time, and I'm enjoying this chat so much, guys. I can't even tell you how much I'm enjoying this chat. I must be getting a little hot though, a little flushed, because I've noticed my face has now become a different colour to my neck. And I don't have any makeup on, so I must be getting a little flushed. Oh, Hannah says, I like how personal the pet names make the book. It's straight up you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Michelle says, I watched Last Tango in Paris and was intrigued by the Yorkshire accent and regionalisms. I actually had to take notes. I love regionalisms. I love colloquialisms. I collect Americanisms. Last Tango in Halifax. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yes, and I like them too. I'm really interested. Really interested. I still learn all the time different ways Americans say things, right? Because I talk to Americans most days of my life. It's very rare. It's very rare that I'll have a day where I don't have anyone from the US, apart from on days where I'm only working the morning, of course. And even then, sometimes someone from the US actually plucks up the courage to have a reading very early, very, very, very early, like in the middle of the night. But yeah, if I'm only working the morning, it will be Brits and people from Australia and stuff and New Zealand. But in the evening time, like if I work a shift from like 2 p.m. till 11 p.m. or 4 p.m. till 10 p.m., I will always talk to an American, right? So I've picked up a lot of different vernacular, and I think it's really, really interesting because that also is a huge landmass, right? And lots of different cultures happening, and yeah, it's just interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have a little stretch, and then we are going to do. Let me have a little look. Okay, so I'll take a little stretch, and then I think I'll do like a 15-minute session, and then maybe I'll read for 5 or 10 minutes. Because here right now it is like 10 to 11 p.m. I mean, I will stay up later, but I probably won't wish to continue writing. I don't want to fry my brain. I've got a heavy day tomorrow. I'm actually seeing a personal trainer tomorrow to help me on free weights. So no, Tia, there's no problem with using Pop-Tarts. I did ask that when I started writing Rebel Witch, but no, that's actually okay. How shit would it be if Pop-Tarts sued me? That would be really crap. Okay, right, I won't be long. All right, loves, just have a little stretch and then we'll get right on with it. Okay, get ready, because here I come. Did I just Smokey Robinson you? I mean, if I did, are you complaining? Who is going to complain about a good Smokey Robinson? I love getting Smokey Robinson. Apparently I'm using Smokey Robinson as a verb now. That's what's happening. Okay, I won't be long. Pop-Tarts. Oh, might help if I didn't do that. There we go. Do you know what? I don't really need to stretch. I actually feel quite loose, which is unusual when I've sat down this much. But it's a good sign because, as I said, I've got to do free weights tomorrow with my personal trainer, so I don't really want to be super tight. So it's great. Let's carry on then. Okay. Lauren Kalaski says, I'm getting ready to leave for work. Thanks for this. 'Twas fun. You're welcome, darling. And extra points for saying 'twas. We do like that. We stand someone who says 'twas. Okay. Right, we're going to go for 10 minutes. For those who want to mute, set your alarm for 10 minutes. And we're going to begin. 3, 2, 1, go. 5 minutes left, darlings. We're halfway through. Three minutes. Keep going. Try not to get distracted if you can help it. Keep going. Or come back to it if you have been distracted, and let's really go for the push. Thirty seconds left, my loves. You've still got some time. 30 seconds. Okay, that 10-minute segment is up. How did you do? What did you do? Let me know. I actually went through part 2. I looked at all of the different chapters that I'm doing in part 2 and I gave them all a title. So nothing too gripping there, not a massive amount of word count, but I really needed to allow the chapters in the second part to make sense and to figure out if there was anything else I wanted to say in each of those chapters. So I did also allow myself to experiment a little bit, and to sort of give myself the opportunity to think about what I might have missed. I also had a quick look at part 3, which is the troubleshooting part of the book, where I answer various different questions that might come up from witches who are seeking to use witchcraft to deal with their darkness and difficulty. So I had a look at those questions. I didn't actually complete the answers to those questions. The notes are roughly written out already of how I want to answer each question, but I didn't actually do any word count on it. I just had a look through and saw what was what. So I'm coming back to grips with my book as well, because I did stop writing my book, after I had my sad news in March. So I really needed a break, and my publisher was like very, on board with that. Like, I don't even think I needed to ask for a break. They were just like, look, we totally understand if you can't write for as long as you can't write for, basically. So I took a break. So coming back to it, I'm also refamiliarizing myself with the material that I already wrote. And that's sort of got to be something that I'm okay with as well, just allowing myself to have that time where I'm like reabsorbing what I already said. And it's interesting because I'm kind of coming back to it with that fresh perspective as well. Kay Long says, surprisingly, I worked on a tarot challenge. I've never done tarot while attending a YouTube live. Awesome. That's great. Oh, Hannah read some Audre Lorde poems, then wrote the beginning of a big poem herself. That's awesome. Well done, Hannah. That's amazing. Sacred and Sin. I'm going through my Filofax and decluttering. Finally. Also, Kellyanne Hon, could I please ask you a question about tarot and mental health? Yes, you can email it to me, my darling, because I would like to stay on task with this. But please email me. It's mail@kelly-annmaddox.com. So please do that. Audrey said, I finished getting back to work after lunch. I checked on some code that was running and I'm identifying what I want to work on before the workday ends. That's great. That's a really good use of time. Hannah, what was your poem about, my love? Tell us. I'm intrigued. Lady Small, after getting up to stretch, I put together some food for work tomorrow and put dishes away. That's great. That's awesome. Very productive. Sacred and Sin said, thank you so much. You are such a darling. No worries at all. No worries. Kay Long says, Butterfly, nice work with the crossword. I rarely finish a puzzle. I'll have to keep trying. Rosemary Luna, I'm on page 31, 14 pages left. Yes, Rosemary Luna, well done, darling. Well done. Misha Graham is sad. I missed it. Sorry about that, darling. We will go on for a little while. I'd like to read a little bit before I go, so I will do that. And we will do a lot more of these because you know what? I find them really useful. I like a few different things. I like writing in coffee shops and bars. Really like that. I like writing notes for something, like notes for a book while I'm out in the sun. Obviously, I don't like laptoping in the sun because of the glare and the heat and everything. And I also really love writing during lives. I really enjoy it. So I will definitely be carrying on. I've already done one of these when I was writing the book before. And coming back to it and working during a live now is really great. I really enjoy it. So we will definitely do more. Misha says, I love your read with me's. It helps me focus through my ADHD. That's great. I'm really happy that I'm able to give my ADHD babes something that is useful, that can help them in any remote way. You know, that was really important to me. One of my best friends in the world has ADHD and really struggles with it sometimes. And so, you know, it means a lot to me. A lot of my clients have ADHD. And so it's just really great that I could do something that would ever help, you know, and it's not intended to be prescriptive. It's not like you all have to write or read or study or declutter for like 22 minutes or whatever it is. we all come to it with our own sense of what is possible for us. The times that I select are just arbitrary based on what I feel in the moment, and they're not intended to be something that everybody has to stick to. So of course I will always try and be considerate of people's capabilities, whilst at the same time just trying to encourage people, you know. So always do what you can. Please don't think that you are failing if you know, if you have to do it a different way, you know. Elisa says the fact that you take ADHD seriously means so much. Oh, more than seriously, and I'm sure I know that it is debilitating, and there's so much more to it as well that I think people don't realize than simply struggling to concentrate. You know, there's many layers, isn't there, to this, and you know, there's so much within that diagnosis that I think you know, it's important to recognize that also. There's really nothing I hate more online. Well, there's a lot of things I hate online, but I really hate it when someone posts a meme about ADHD and someone writes underneath, "That's everyone." It's like, yeah, that's like, you know what? That's a tiny little bit of it though. That's one part of a massive fucking diamond of stuff. That's like people saying, well, everyone must have OCD then because everyone can be a bit obsessive about stuff. It's like, just sit down. Just sit down, shut up, and fuck off. Okay? Okay. Thanks so much. Yeah, it drives me just really up the wall. I can't stand mental health stigma. Fuck mental health stigma. We're not doing that here. I might do a lot of annoying shit, but we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Okay? Alright, I'll drink to that myself. Oh, Hannah's giving us lines from their poem. Some lines from the poem. Seemed as likely to fall as to fly. It wasn't my choice to be... Oh, damn it. It wasn't my choice to be born with wings. Discontent to sway silent in my reverie, yet so unprepared for the open sky. Hannah, Emery, darling, that is fucking lovely. Well done. That's beautiful, baby. That's great. Oh, wow. Oh, I can feel a poem coming on, darling. Derek says, oh, nice, Hannah. It is. Derek says, thanks for being understanding about ADHD because people really dismiss it. I did daydream through the last 10-minute session, to be honest, and I felt quite guilty about it. Please don't. This is really purely about your capability, where you're at, what you're feeling. You know, I've had sessions since I've been doing these lives where I've like selected a time, like when I did 22 minutes tonight, and then I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm fucking feeling this. I'm not paying attention. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, you know. So I think it's really important to recognize, even I'm running the ship. I'm not neurodivergent, and I still am like, I don't know what's going on here. You know, it is a bit of a weird one. It's not an exact science to do something like this where you apply yourself in short, sharp bursts. It's really not an exact science. So if you have also extra things that you're dealing with, like, please just use it for what you need to use it for. There's absolutely no pressure for everybody to do the same thing. What is important is that you are contributing to the group energy, and the group energy is what is helping a lot of people to get their stuff done and approach it in their way, you know. So I think that's really important. Oh, Sarah says random, but a really cool company is Cruise Foam. It's packaging foam that's actually made from crustacean shells that would normally be thrown out. So creative. That's amazing. I love that. I just posted on Instagram yesterday a woman wearing a helmet crown thing made out of pistachio shells. And I was just like, fucking hell, that's cool. That looks amazing. Really loved it. Frenchie says that was lovely, Hannah. Wow. Yeah, Hannah, amazing. Really beautiful, darling. Well done. Ari says, Derek, it's super okay to daydream like that. Sometimes your brain just needs the space to check out, and that's fine. Now you're back and present, you can continue with what you wanted to do. Exactly. Sarah says, ADHD women is so different. The hormones actually make our symptoms become worse during certain points in the cycle. That's an extra thing to have to deal with, for sure. Gwen says, daydreaming is really underrated. Gaiman says it's the best medicine for creativity. Yeah, definitely. I've talked to clients before about scheduling time for daydreaming, scheduling time for dwelling, and like pining and yearning, and like I like to schedule time for fantasy. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't have time for that now. That thing that I want to really sink my teeth into that means absolutely nothing, but I would like to imagine it. So in an hour and bit, I don't know, when I finish, I'm gonna fantasize for an hour about being that person in bed or whatever the hell I want to do. You know, I just like zone out. You know, I'm like Kirk from the Mighty Boosh. When it comes to astral travel, Kirk leaves us all in the dust. I get a bit like that, to be honest. Frenchie says, can't tonight, folks. I have my scheduled pining. Exactly. I'm sorry, I can't tonight. I'm pining, yearning, and like experiencing. I'm just like I'm going through my regrets. I can't tonight. I'm experiencing anticipatory nostalgia. I can't tonight. I've got nostalgia booked in. It's like a cut and colour, but more complicated. Oh dear. I can't tonight. I'm regretting an unlived life. Can I do tomorrow? No, really, I was supposed to become a barrister and it just never happened. I need to think about it. I need to envision myself. I need to adventure into a world. Another world I didn't. I need to take a path I didn't take, but on the astral. So, would you mind terribly if we rearrange our dinner date? Yes. I'm sorry, I can't tonight. I'm experiencing serious l'esprit d'escalier. Yeah, I'm just basically imagining all the shit I should have said to people at the appropriate time, but I didn't. And now I'm getting hardcore Trappenwitz, and I just need to sit there and think about all the shit I should have said. Yeah, I'm just basically going to annihilate people. I'm going to verbally annihilate people I should have annihilated a decade ago. I know it sounds like I could probably do this over dinner, but it really takes a lot to do, okay? I'm going to need all my attention to be focused on that. Yes, Ari says normalize cancelling plans to daydream. Yes, please. Yes, please. Let's do that. Yes, I think we should. Perfect. Frenchie, you started something there, babes. I can't tonight. I'm pining. I'm sorry, I can't tonight. I'm having a bit of a yearn in the bath. Sarah says, sorry, I can't make it. I'm having a dark night of the soul. K-Long says, I'd take this as a legitimate reason for postponing. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I love it when someone just like starts a riot. Just like Frenchie just put a door ajar there and everyone just booted it open. It's amazing. Okay, I think I'm done with writing for the night, darlings. I think what I'm going to do is have a bit of a read. So if you would like to join me in just carrying on with whatever you are doing, or switching to reading if you have been doing something else but you would like to end the night with me reading, I'm definitely feeling a bit of a read before bed. Vicky says, finished all my jobs for the day, going to bed soon. Well done, darling. I'm very, very proud of you for finishing. That's great. I hope that everybody feels accomplished. Like I said, whatever you managed to do and however it worked for you, I hope everybody feels accomplished. I hope the fan is not too sort of disruptive on the playback, but frankly, I really needed it. Hi, Lou. Lou Valcourt says, hi, everyone. Joining while I make dinner. Supper time here. Nice to see you. I hope your dinner's lovely, darling. Yeah, so I think what's going to happen now is I'm going to have a quick toilet break. I'm going to use my ensuite, which means I will be muting the microphone. I know how much you all want to hear me wee, but I don't want you to hear me wee, okay? I know I'm pretty upfront and confessional in my video style, but I think I draw the line at you hearing my drips, okay? So I'm going to mute, I'm going to go to the loo, I'm going to come back with my book, and I'm going to do a little bit of reading before we finish things up. Frenchie says I have to go spend some time with family, but thank you for this, Kellyanne. Thank you for being here as always, Frenchie. I love to see you. Okay, so have a good time with your family, darling. I'm going to mute the mic now. I will be right back. We're going to do some reading to round things off, or carrying on with whatever you would like to do. It's all good by me. I'm going to get my little business book that I'm reading. I think that will give me a nice, like, you know, relaxing and yet still kind of energized time to feel inspired by my business, you know, because I've been trying to sort of link back in with it after all that has happened. Oh, Abby C is heading to the gym. Excellent. Enjoy your workout, Abby. I can't wait to go to the gym tomorrow for my personal training. I'm very excited. I'm going to lift some weights. I'm going to have my form checked. I'm going to make sure I'm doing everything right because I've got myself a little back injury and it's very important to make sure I'm doing everything as I should be. Okay, so my loves, I'll be right back. Let's take a comfort break if we need it. Go and get another drink if you need it. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. Okay, darlings, I am back in the house. I have relieved myself, and now that my bodily functions are taken care of, we can get into some reading. Oh, I didn't bring my book. Well, it might help if I brought my book, mightn't it? Hang on. Silly me. Where's my little book bag gone? Oh, no. Where are they? The books. Hang on, guys. One sec. One sec. Oh, either. Sorry, darlings. I wondered where my books went then. Okay, so before I get into reading, I want to talk books for a little minute, okay? So the other day, a new bookshop opened in my town, an independent bookshop. So I really wanted to go and support, and I met the lovely guy that opened it and is running it now. And he chatted with me, gave me a free coffee. That was lovely. Vicky's off to bed now, got to be up for the school run. Good night. It was lovely to have you, darling. Really nice. Let me just check the comments. Okay. So yeah, I went to support. So I got a couple of books from there. I bought The Witches, A Salem 1692, A History by Stacey Sheath. And I'm very excited to get into this. I think this is going to be really good. It's like a dramatic retelling of the Salem witch trials. And apparently it is very sort of, it's very engaging fiction style history. So it is a history book. It's not historical fiction. It is history. But it's written in such a, it's written like a dramatic fiction. So I'm very excited about this. It's got great reviews. So yeah, and I love that woodcutting vibe on the front of the witches dancing with the devil, darling. You know I always love that stuff. So yes, it's an oppressive forensic psychological thriller. Yes, Sheath's writing is to die for. You have to smell a new book, it's the law. You must smell it many times. Okay. And then I also bought this, Think Like a Designer, Don't Act Like One, by, I think that's, I want to say that you pronounce that Euro and Van Erp. Is the J supposed to be a Y? Help me out here. I'd like to know. So yes, Think Like a Designer, Don't Act Like One. And it's just got all these different things in it about design and about how the design world works. And it's really, really cool. I love it. Say it with design. So I started reading that the other day, just like dipping in and out, because it's a bit of a dip in and out kind of coffee table type vibe book, you know. And I really love it. So really pleased with those two purchases. I want to talk about a reread that I did recently. So in the earlier in the year, I read Blood Beneath the Skin, the biography of Alexander McQueen by Andrew Wilson. It is very, very good. It is like an official biography. He worked with the family and everything and had great access to Alexander McQueen's closest friends. And I loved it so much. It's incredibly poignant and sad and meaningful, and it's very important. Alexander McQueen is one of my all-time heroes. Love, love, love him. He was a very important fashion designer, for those who don't know. And he was just an immaculate artiste, darling. So yes, I loved this. I reread it. I just finished it again, and I love it. I will read it again and again and again and again and again and again. So yes, I loved that. Very good. Tonight I am going to read this book. So I'm reading a book at the moment called Working Hard, Hardly Working: How to Achieve More, Stress Less, and Feel Fulfilled by Grace Beverley. I watched Grace's YouTube channel for a long time. She did fitness videos and vegan recipe videos, and most of her videos were just her vlogging while she was going to uni, running a business, doing sustainable sportswear, and being a vegan and just living her best life. She is now like a millionaire CEO. She has several companies, so she's really sort of gone above and beyond, but I followed her channel for a long time, right at its inception, before she even got to Oxford University. So I was really interested to read this, and I will admit I did take it in the sauna the other day. Was it a good idea? No, it was not a good idea. Did the pages start coming out from the spine? Yes, they did. But it's fine. I took it out. I was like, no, you cannot read in the sauna, Kellyanne. This is not what the sauna is for. You're supposed to sit there, meditate, and bake. That's what's supposed to happen. So I took the book outside and left it outside wrapped in a towel. So yes, I'm going to be reading this. I might also read a little bit of poetry by the delicious Audre Lorde. Yes, I think so. I think it's important to do. This is a massive book of her selected works. Very, very important Black lesbian feminist. If you don't know, get to know. I have read her essays, The Master's Tools Will Not Dismantle the Master's House and all that jazz. I've got some of her essays in separate books because it's good to have them in the small works so you can fit them in the bag. But I've never read her poetry before, never owned it before, never read it before, and I thought the other day, I would like to read that. I'm also going through Sylvia Plath's journals again. I read these a very long time ago when I was a teenager. I absolutely adored them fuck the forward by Ted Hughes. No one cares, Ted. No one cares. It's all about Sylvia, baby. So I've been reading that a little bit as well, dipping in and out. Again, I like books that you can kind of dip in and out of. But tonight, I'm going to read some of Grace Beverley's book, Working Hard, Hardly Working. So it's like a productivity style that she recommends. Okay, so that's basically what's been going on in my reading life of late. Nina says, got my vape, nicely done. Emily Hall says, just catching the last bit. Hi Emily, it's always beautiful to see you, darling. Okay, so I'm going to time this 15 minutes. We'll have a 15-minute read, and then we will call it a night, my loves. But we will do this again soon, because I always love to do it. I love to have the chats with you. I love to know what's going on with you, what you guys are reading and doing and writing and working on. So thank you for spending this time with me. Let me lower you down a bit, because I know I'm going to sink down. I'm just going to have a little sink now, darlings. Oh, I just also wanted to mention, I am reading Finding Meaning, The Sixth Stage of Grief by David Kessler. Yes, I did put my coffee cup on it. No, I'm not sorry. Well, I'm a little bit sorry, because it is a nice cover and I've wrecked it, but I do tend to do this. I'm very homely with my books, but this has been really good. I'm reading this for my mum as well, so when I read it aloud and I record it for her as well. So I might do a little bit of that after I finish here with you guys tonight, so my mum has a new chapter when she wakes up. Very useful for those who are bereaved, I must say. Lou Valcourt says, have a lovely evening, night everyone. Thanks Kelly for doing this. You're so welcome, darling. Butterfly Magic with hot tea says, damn Cam, do you read and juggle books at the same time? I don't, sometimes I do. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm just reading one book, like when I was reading Blood Beneath the Skin, I was just reading this, and I was very intensely into this, and I didn't want anything to pull me away from this. But if I'm reading books that you can more dip in and out of, that are not as intense of a commitment, I will go from book to book. So with poetry, I've usually always got some poetry on the go, because you can dip in and out of it. So you can work your way through a poetry book in a month or so, or 3-4 months, whatever. It depends how big it is. This will be more like a 6-month jobby. But yeah, you can work your way through it, and I don't want to read poetry all the time, but I want to read poetry pretty much daily. I love reading poetry, right? So I'll usually always have a poetry book on the go as well. And then with something like this book, this is little snippets of information. Every chapter is only like a page long, right? So again, good to dip in and out of. Journals, they can be very intense, especially Sylvia Plath's journals. Oh my goddess, who has read Sylvia Plath's journals? They're incredibly intense, okay? So again, these are good to dip in and out. I would not want to just be reading this. I did as a teenager. As a teenager, I read only this for like 6 months. I just went over it and over it and over it. It's beautiful. They're beautiful journals. She was a fucking master of the English language. I mean, there aren't enough chef's kisses in the world for what this woman did to me. This woman fucking raised me. She is my goddamn spiritual mother. Love to the moon and back. She taught me what was possible with language. I didn't have a map before I had her, honestly. Like, it's deep. It goes deep between me and Sylvia Plath, okay? So, but I can dip in and out with this now. I would not want to read this full on with no other book, you know? You have to smell the book. It's the rule. Them's the rules. I don't make the fucking rules, okay? Okay. So yes, and with this, of course, because I'm reading it for my mom, and we're kind of going through, yes, Lady Lazarus, I rise from the, hang on, I rise with my red hair and eat men like air. Why can't I remember it? I'm sorry, I do remember a lot of Sylvia. I rise from the ash with my red hair and eat men like air. Is that right? Are those the lines? Did I get it right? Anyway, I love Sylvia Plath. Love. Very much love. I love Elm. I love that poem, Elm. Yeah. Something, the first lines are, you know the bottom, she said. You know it with your great tap root. It is what you fear. I do not fear it, because I have been there. Oh my God. just the exceptional best of the American poetic tradition. Just some pure raw talents coming out of this country all the time. But Sylvia, lift. No, I don't read Rothko. I have thought of doing so, but I have not yet. I do know Sylvia Plath did, though. I'm pretty sure. I read that just the other day. I think I might be lying to myself. I read a lot of shit. I mean, I read a lot of stuff, so maybe I'm wrong. But no, I don't. I do read Rilke. Different poet, but the name begins with R. Okay. Love me some Rilke. Love. Exceptional poetry. Wish I could read it in the German, but I cannot sprechen Sie German. Okay? But I wish I could. Okay. There's time. I'm young. I can do another language. It's not a problem. I can do that. Sacred Meow says, the waking. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I feel my fate in what I cannot fear. I learn by going where I have to go. That's beautiful. Melissa Baker says, any first title suggestions for Plath? Just get the selected poems. I was going to say get Ariel, but you know what? Just get the selected poems, honestly. It's quite a thick book. The selected poems of Sylvia Plath. Get the blue cover with the beautiful pencil illustration of her on the front. That is how I started my life with Sylvia Plath. And I was like 14 years old. And that book changed me. It shifted my cells. Gwen said I would personally start with Ariel. To me, like, the reason I say start with the selected poems is because it gave me such an overview of her poetry. And I think that was really valuable for me. Yeah, I think poets intend their collections to be read as they were first published, but that's just me. Ariel is really beautiful. It's a very slim volume, but it's well worth it. You know, and I love, like, personally, yeah, Ariel is good. Daddy is potent. Yeah, very potent. The brute heart of a brute like you. Daddy, you bastard. I'm through. Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah, I really love that poem. That's a heavy poem. Heavy. Yeah, so the reason I liked it is, I guess, because of the time it came into my life and because it gave me an important overview, and I think it has extracts in the back and stuff. But yeah, Ariel is beautiful, really lovely. Yeah, Gwen said you can actually listen to her reading poems on YouTube. I would actually start there. She reads them perfectly. I am quite hit and miss with Sylvia reading her stuff, but most of the time, yes, I do like it. I do not like Dylan Thomas reading his poetry, no. No, Gwen, you're quite right. I'm not into that. Listen to me reading Dylan Thomas's poetry, okay? It is resplendent poetry of the highest order. He is my favourite poet of all time. He is incredible. Oh my goddess, like, so good. If you don't know about Dylan Thomas, please, after this, go and read Ceremony After a Fire Raid and tell me that he wasn't a fucking chaos mage from another dimension. Because if you want to argue that, I will take you down. He was beyond a wordsmith. Beyond. He was a wizard. He was a wizard of words. Sacred Meow says, Plath reading mushrooms is nice. That was my intro in 8th grade. That's awesome. Okay. So, yes, I love a bit of poetry. I hope I answered everyone's questions. I am now going to read for 15 minutes and then we will end this. It's been 3:30. We've had 3.5 hours of me. I think that's enough me for everyone for all recorded time. So I will leave you to your devices after this. Okay, if everybody's ready, I'm starting the clock. 15 minutes. And I'm starting it now. We have 9 minutes left, darlings. I need to sneeze. Oh. Oh, Gesundheit to me. Thank you, Kalon. Five minutes, darlings. Just under 2 minutes left, my loves. Well, my darlings, that was very soothing. What a lovely end to this nearly 4 hour experience with you all. I really appreciate your time very much. And yeah, I just really appreciate being able to do this. I had a great time. I got some good writing done. I got to know what you guys are up to, what your passions are, what your projects are, what you're spending your time on. Got a little bit of reading done at the end there, so definitely can't complain. I hope everybody had a nice time with me. I did with you, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of the evening, rest of the day, depending on where you are in the world. Leanne, thank you for being here. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sacred Meow. Played trumpet, my lips are gonna fall off. Good for you, darling. Misha Graham says thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I very appreciate you all. Very much appreciate you all. Thank you, Emily, for being here. This has just been great. I love doing these. I'm definitely going to do this again, Leanne. Yes, I've done it before and I will do it again. I don't know if there is a playlist for my read write study, but I should make one because I know people do go back and look at the reruns, look at the playbacks. So that will definitely, hi Nikki, that will definitely be there. So yeah, I leave these up, you can rewatch, and yes, I will be doing more lives because I find this really motivational to get back into my book writing after taking a break, and it's really nice to just feel that group energy, so I really appreciate that. Okay, my loves, take care. You know where I am if you need me. It's mail@kelly-annmaddox.com. You can go to my online store, buy anything that you need from me, a reading, a session, a mentoring session, card slinger lessons, anything of that nature. I am going to be launching a workshop for next month and a workshop for September as well. And then we go into the Samhain workshops. That's definitely going to be a big deal this year. You can also catch me on Patreon. There are 3 tiers on Patreon, each offering different benefits. So take a look at them as well. So much love, darlings, and take care. Blessed be. Mwah. And don't forget the Addams Family motto: we gladly feast on those who would subdue us.